Victor.
Steffi, did you hear the Oscar nominations?
No.
Didn't? Well,
What happened?
F1 is actually nominated as a Best Picture contender. And my world has been shattered.
After I watched it now the second time,
you finished it?
I finished it. I actually do agree.
What? Why?
It's better than A Battle After Another.
No.
Yes, of course.
No.
Yes, of course.
No.
Okay, before we now, before this ends up in a mess, maybe we start the episode.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow Happens with Stephanie Hitchens and Victor Kunzig.
Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Wow Happens, where we're going to talk about how you should optimize your videos for TV, because TV is back, baby. It's gaining traction. Steffi, where do you watch your videos?
I'm really an outlier in this.
Okay.
So I watch them on my phone. I watch them on my iPad mini when I'm traveling and I have it. It has 5G. It's so cool.
Oh, you got one of those.
I watch it on my big iPad. Like I have a 13-inch iPad. I watch them also on TV and on my Mac. It really depends on where I am currently. And because I use so many different iPads, I'm like, basically no one else watches videos like this.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. You're the single most unique person here in the planet, right?
Yeah, okay. Of course, not that extreme, but like not so many people watch actually on iPads or tablets. So like this makes my viewing behaviors probably quite unique.
All right.
How do you watch actually videos?
Well, if it's YouTube videos, I actually watch most of them on the TV. That's my primary YouTube machine.
Didn't you say that last week when you were alone in the office, you watched in front of your computer while
That was one video over lunch. That's not. I went home and watched
Victor,
two videos.
Everyone does this. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
What do you mean? Like watch videos at home on TV?
No, on their computer while lunch.
Ah, yes.
Anyway, okay. So you watch basically exclusively on your TV?
Most of the time, yeah. I very rarely watch YouTube videos on my phone. I only do that when I'm in a plane or, if the train is delayed for 2 hours and I run out of things to do, then yeah, I will open up YouTube and see what's going on there.
I think you are not alone with this. Like, I think this is the big trend.
Yeah.
As you said it so nicely in the intro, TV is back, baby.
Yeah. Baby.
More and more people watch YouTube or long-form video on TV again. Yeah. And like what we mean by this is like literally on their TV device,
yes.
Right? Like they have like a smart TV or they have like this Apple TV, the device, not the subscription, blah, 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 not the app.
That's not a problem.
The device that they connected in the living room probably to their TV or in their bedroom or wherever they have a TV. And they watch it again on a big screen. How big is your TV?
65 inches?
75.
75.
75.
Well, it's not that drastically bigger, and whatever.
I think the special thing about watching on TV is that there are a lot of different viewing behaviors.
What do you mean?
Like if you watch on your phone, you are probably alone.
Yeah.
Like not so many people share their phone and watch together. Maybe if you're a teenie, then you watch with your best friend. But like grown-ups normally don't watch so much like 2 people or 3 people on one phone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I can see what you mean, yeah.
And because you're not watching alone on your big TV, you have a complete different behavior. So like I think, for example, like what will you watch? You cannot decide by yourself what you watch, or that says more about your relationship with your partner.
Yeah. I have a funny story about this. I was once watching an MKBHD video. He was reviewing a phone. It's a tech YouTube channel, right? I was doing this alone in the living room on the TV, right? And then my girlfriend came in and she sat down and she looked at the screen and she looked at me and said, "Why are we watching this?" I was like, "What do you mean by we?" I was watching this. But yeah, it's a communal experience, right? And it's likely if you watch it with somebody else, you will pick together what you want to watch, right? And it's also much less likely that you immediately stop watching. Because even if you don't like it, maybe the person sitting next to you or the whole room, they'll really love it. So you tend to stick longer or watch the video much longer than on other platforms.
Exactly. So the moment to decide what video to start, there you have, as a channel owner, a higher threshold that really someone starts watching your videos.
Yeah.
But as soon as someone starts watching a video on TV, they will watch longer.
Yeah.
And like they will also watch longer if they watch alone, because like the interface, like on mobile, you can minimize the video and it continues and you can search for the next one. And on TV, you go out of the video. You really need to decide, no, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
And my partner or whoever else. And then you choose to, and you don't know what you will watch next.
Yeah.
So there is a big chance that your experience is even worse because you don't know what to watch next, and so you maybe stay even a little bit longer.
Yeah, I can fully admit that I have done that in the past where I didn't want to continue watching the video, but I didn't know what else to watch, so I continued watching the video. And I was like, I don't like this, but I don't know. If I go back, I'm back in the search.
Exactly.
And the Apple TV search is horrible.
Exactly. On TV versus mobile, there is a big difference in consummation of videos. On the mobile phone, you lean forward. You look down to your phone. You check what you want to watch. You are active. You are always active. You are scrolling. You read the comments. And on the TV, it's more like a passive experience. You lean backwards. You relax. You let happen what happens. You give it more time.
Yeah.
Another thing that is different on TV is probably people do second screening.
Yeah.
You don't, right?
I don't. No.
Yes.
I don't like that.
But like this is a usual thing we do. Like when we watch TV, we always have our phones in our hand and we do something on top and next to it.
Now I understand why you liked F1. You didn't actually watch it. You just had it blurring in the background.
I can neither confirm nor deny. And the most extreme version of this is that people have their TV on for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And they come into the room, out of the room. And I think this is also like how Netflix or others build their scripts. Like they optimize for TV and they make sure that like the beats are repeated, that you don't, like if you have like something that takes like an hour, like everything is repeated like 5 times.
I know.
Because you need to expect that people don't watch all the time if they watch on TV. And they're actually more actively watching on their mobile phone.
But we're not Netflix, right? And it's likely that people who watch this podcast are also not Netflix or listen to this podcast. I don't know, Netflix? Hi, Netflix.
Hey, want to subscribe?
This optimization part, you're not going to make a 2-hour video where you need to repeat that your product is great, right? But you probably realized TV is a prominent platform and the behavior is different. So how would you go about, what are sort of the pinpoints of how to optimize the video for the TV platform?
I think the most important thing is, and it's very good to mention this as the first thing. No. And the most important thing is asking yourself, how do you frame your main character? Like a talking head video works way less good on TV. Like on mobile, if you optimize for mobile, you really need to go close up. Like because the screen is so small and like in the view field of the person who's watching, so many other things are happening. It makes sense to go a little bit closer on the person that is talking. And on TV, you need to zoom out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, this is very invading the living room of people.
That's why I don't like watching podcasts on my TV, because they're just too big.
Yeah. Like actually, like some weeks ago, Substack published their new app for Apple TV, and I installed it and I tried it, and
Did you watch us?
I watched us.
Was I on a 75-inch TV?
Yes.
Wow.
You were very big.
Very big. Okay.
Very big. And yeah, this is not optimized for TV. I think if you go actually to, for example, a big podcast like Diary of a CEO, I could imagine that this actually works also on TV.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure by now they also optimize that people watch it on TV, that you have like really difference between, for example, the wide shot and the close-up and so on. I think like if you go on a big screen, the less you show people big, the better it is. So the worst thing you can do is to do just a talking head video. One person talking straight to the camera. This is basically unwatchable on TV. With a podcast, I understand why you have a problem, but like let's say it's on the edge, and I think you can salvage it into something that also works on TV. But if you really want to do something for TV, you need to go to a complete different route.
Yeah, for example, like mini documentaries, right? I know this from my own watch behavior that I love watching those on the TV, right? And also narrative work. If you have seasonal content, it's kind of like a traditional TV show, right? Obviously, you're going to watch, not obviously, but it's much more likely that you're going to want to watch those type of videos on a big screen because that's what you did before. It's just the platform changed. You're still using the same format of watching them.
I think your channel is actually also something that could work very well on TV.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't agree?
Well, based on the statistics, most of the people who watch my videos, they watch it on the computer screen.
Yeah. And that is by now how big?
Yeah, that's true. People have TVs as computer screens.
But I think your channel, like you're not appearing with your face. You put the products center, but you also don't go too close to the products. Like if you don't do like a really close-up shot, like you always show them more or less completely, and you have the background in whatever color it is, and it seems to be not blue, as I have in memory. I need to rewatch. And so I think this works. Also, what works really nicely, and maybe you meant this by narrative shows, is like you have this format on YouTube where you're like Wendover, a YouTube channel which probably made these B-roll videos like famous originally, and you have just the narrator who says in the back like what is actually happening. This is very nicely to watch on TV.
Yeah. Because those, again, are like kind of stuff you saw on... I'm not sure if the History Channel is the best example, but I remember Sunday afternoon when I was a kid, a lot of these types of shows were running on TV where it was some topic being explained for an extended period of time. And there's a lot of those types of content, essay-style videos, if you want to call it that, right?
So if you now think about like what makes all these different formats, what do they have in common? It's they are visually attractive. Visually like there are a lot of changes visually.
So you think that in order to be successful on the TV platform, visuals play a much bigger role?
So they not only need to be visual diverse, they also need to have changing visuals. So for example, like a drone flight over a city, and then a cut to something else, and then maybe two people walking and talking, and then they cut again to something else. These things work really well on TV because as soon as the whole screen of the TV changes, you grab again attention of the people are in the room because suddenly there's a huge change somewhere in their view field and they need to look.
Basically like old TV shows.
Like old TV shows. And you said something a little bit earlier, like when you talked about like when you present your product, how this maybe is different. I think if you present your product and you want to do this specifically for an audience that watches on a TV, then you need to be inspired by teleshopping.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Like, I think, first of all, teleshopping has, like, you talk way worse about it than it actually is.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a pretty cool craft if you really look into it, how they do it, what they do, and so on. It's highly optimized. It's really, really cool. But they also have all the time changing things. Visually, things change in teleshopping. You have always two hosts. In very few times you have only one. This is then the headliner who is so good, who can do it alone. But mostly you have two. And they walk around. They go from table to table to show this product from here. And then they do the demonstration. Yeah. And then they cut to another video that shows how it works. Then they come back. They have all these visuals all the time. These are things you need to do if you want to be successful on TV. And I said a little bit earlier, the drone shot. Like, the drone shot is nice and it's good to have it, but you really need to change afterwards.
Yeah, you can't just have drone shots.
Yeah. Otherwise, it will be like a Apple TV back screensaver.
Screensaver, yeah. You're not sure if you're watching a show or if you're watching the screensaver. That's not a good sign.
No. To wrap up this topic, I want to highlight one more thing, especially if you are creating content, like to promote your business or you want to be a thought leader or something like this. And this goes very much back to your MKHB example and your girlfriend. Because you always need to expect that not only your target group is watching TV, or you on TV, but also that the skeptical spouse sits next to them. And they say, what is this? Why do you trust this? Is that really good? And this you need to keep in mind if you create videos that you somehow do for your business.
I think it's time to get to our wows. And mine this week is actually also kind of TV related. It's an app called Sequel. It's a watch tracker or watch library thing. So you can add all the TV shows, the movies, video games, and books that you would like to watch, and it just, stays in that library. It's kind of like a to-do list for media content. And after you watched it, you can also give a rating. And I've been using it for about 1.5 years. And it's just kind of nice scrolling to my watch history. I like keeping that data. There's a couple of them out there, but Sequel on iOS and macOS, it's pretty nice. I like it. What's your wow?
My wow this week is an app called CodeTypist. It's for Mac and it runs a local large language model on your Mac and it gives you autocomplete everywhere in macOS.
Everywhere?
So, everywhere. Like Gmail in the browser or Word or PowerPoint or whatever you are using it independently. It works everywhere in the system. And it gives you like 3-4 more words of what you are writing. And then you can press tab and it takes the next word and the next word and the next word. Or you can say, I want to have everything in one go. Currently, it's still free. It costs nothing. It is really fast. I really like it. And it completely transformed how I write on Mac.
Cool.
CodeTypist.
You heard it here first. Maybe.
All
right. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments where you watched this episode. Was it on TV?
Write it in the comments.
Anyway, thank you.
Good luck writing in the comments on your TV.
Oh, that's another topic. Anyway, have a good one. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This podcast is produced by Crew. Our director of photography is Abim Bollan Undangunchu. Edited by Helena Inzinger. Animation by Mamoon Brahma. Intro sound by Jonas Bentrio. Marketing by Emilia Geisel. Post-production supervision by Christian Kultschan. Produced by Victor Künzig. And your hosts, Victor Künzig and me, Stefanie Hettjens.